Hey everybody, it's social media producer Tom Barnes from the WGM Morning News. The Chicago scene happening in Goose Island at the old Goose Island Brewhouse, completely revamped, all spatially and socially distant with new food. The bar's been renovated, the brew house is still brewing beer, and it is the place to be come winter when you can't really be outside anymore, but you want to enjoy a nice, fantastic brew. So there's the old Goose Island, and look at that. They even put their old sign back up. That was part of the original look back in the day. So I'm going to check it out, talk to my friend Erica. We'll hang out, have a beer, and maybe even get a tour of the brew house from the brewmaster. That's the Chicago scene for today. Let's check it out. How you doing, Erica?
Good. Hi there, Tom. Thanks for coming by today.
Yeah, no problem. So you guys kind of revamped things during the whole quarantine, and you've now made a socially distant reno to the old flagship here in Goose Island, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll take you on a tour in a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw our sign, but it's actually one of our original pieces from the Brewpub. So we're pretty excited to bring that back, really calling on our 30-year history in the city. And our kind of legacy as Chicago's beer.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it, but I mean, it looks awesome. Back to where it should be, I should suppose, right?
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look inside.
Yeah, you got a whole social distancing thing happening here where you wave. Look at that. That's fancy. You wave and you go in. Here,
Yeah.
I'll follow you. Go for it.
Here we go. We wanted to make sure that the environment was really safe for, not only our fans and our consumers, but also our staff, during the current situation. So we've just taken some extended safety measures.
And this is, what did you guys do? This is the main bar area, right?
Sure. So we just kind of gave a little love to the space. We wanted to really showcase the beer and the brewery. Over here on the right, we actually have a mural by local artist Kate Lewis. We absolutely love her, and we thought that her connection to women and empowerment was really something that was important right now. So we incorporated that along with some other artists.
I want to pop in here real quick. Why don't you follow me?
Yeah,
Just
sure.
Go down in here. This is a newer reno of a old space, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is what we've kind of referred to as the patio. So we wanted to just kind of liven it up. We did some, made some new benches and some new furniture, incorporated some plants. Over here, we actually have a mural by Nate Otto, who we've worked with as well. Just kind of brightening it up and making it more welcoming for our audience.
Yeah, it's very nice and it's very pleasant in here.
Great, I love that.
And they got you got social distancing signs everywhere to make sure people know how the whole thing works if they haven't figured it out by now. But
yeah, absolutely. Social distancing, everybody has to wear a mask while inside. We've also migrated to using QR codes for our menu to make it touchless. You already saw the touchless entry.
Which is this right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that just pull up, all our beers that we're currently brewing. I know you'll talk to John in a little bit, and he can talk about that. But it'll also bring up, our updated Clybourne menu as well.
Right, and for people who maybe are still not wanting to come in, you guys do have a nice area for pick up and go, right?
Absolutely.
Which is kind of where we're rolling into right now.
Yeah, so if people, still want to take things and prefer to eat at their house, we do have a touchless pickup available just to accommodate everybody.
Yeah. All right, coming into the area for pickup and go, you have fun merch and you have the cold beers to go, which are happening over here real quick. And then we wanted to highlight a couple of them before we get to the merch. What do we got going on here?
Yeah, absolutely. Not only do we have all of our local favorites, we have some of our cellared beers like Bourbon County available to go. And here we also have some of our local collaborations. So here's Shea Coulee, which was a collaboration we did with Shea Coulee for Pride. We have Civil Pale Ale, which was brewed to save our stages that are really at a loss, during the pandemic.
For all the music venues in the city, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And what's this one? This one's kind of cool.
Yeah, this is Women of the House. So this was actually brewed by the women that work at Goose Island. To commemorate really the 100th anniversary of suffrage and our right to vote, which we know is so important right now.
Yeah, we are in the time of why this is so important, right?
The time is now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So among all the beer, you got some fun Goose Island merch right here at the pick up and go area, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We think our merch is kind of an opportunity to speak to some of our local partnerships and collaborations. So, we have some things from Bang Bang that you can purchase here, Co-op Hot Sauce, Metric and Intelligentsia Coffee, as well as different wearables. that will be rotating throughout the season.
Awesome. And I heard that you guys have some new items rolling out with the new look of the space, and I think that's Henry's department, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me bring you over to
Yeah,
Henry
let's go and check it out.
You guys can kick it off.
All right. All right, so here's some of the fun things that Chef Henry has made for me. How's it going, Chef?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. So what do you guys have going on for the new revamp of the space here?
Yeah, so we just rolled out a few new menu items. The first one we're showing you today would be our duck confit nachos, kind of our interpretation of a classic nacho served in a pub. A little upscale twist on it using duck instead of your typical chicken. Next to that over here we have our featured menu item, which would be our Clybourne Smash Burger with the BCS milkshake. So we're using Bourbon County Stout in the milkshake.
What's a smash burger?
Yeah, so we're just
For
taking
the
a
people who
basic-
don't know, like me.
Yeah, no worries. So it's just basically a regular burger. We're just smashing it super thin, cooking it in a little bit of butter. So it has a nice buttery flavor to it.
Oh, so it's butter and a burger?
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that, really, right?
With the bourbon milkshake,
No,
for
that-
sure.
totally healthy,
Yeah.
right?
Here again, we wanted to kind of have a couple different plays on food that you would not typically see at a pub. So we have a lobster roll. We get live Maine lobsters in daily. Break them down, serve nice and fresh in a New England style lobster roll.
Man, that looks
bun.
amazing.
Whew. And the last thing we're showing off today is our steak frites. Again, not typical bar food, but we want to kind of take the pub food and kind of raise the bar a little bit here and do a nice piece of steak over some fries with the classic au poivre sauce.
And these are things people can order right before, or for pickup rather, or they can come in and hang out too, right?
Yeah, we're offering this for pickup, delivery, and for dine-in options.
And are these anything that you would recommend paired with any beers that you got going on here?
Yeah, I mean, all of our food we kind of typically pair to our in-house beer. John, our brewer here, does a great job brewing some wonderful beers. So we kind of, with the server help, we kind of pair everything together for the guests that come in to dine.
Well, speaking of John, I think I'm going to meet him next and get a little tour of the famous Goose Island Brewery. So I'm going to do that in a second, but I just want to take one more look at all this fantastic food. I'm going to earmark some of this. I might try it in a little bit. But thank you, Chef. I appreciate it very much.
No problem. Have a good day.
All right, we'll see you later. I'm going to go find John. All right, I made my way down to the brew house with the head brewer. This is John. How you doing, John?
Hi, my name's John Nagaski. I'm the head brewer for the original Goose Island Brewpub in Lincoln Park, and I've been the head brewer for about 5 years.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal being the head brewer of Goose Island. I mean, that's not a small little thing there, right?
Well, my feet walk on a floor of a lot of other very talented brewers, and I try to carry that history with me.
So what are we looking at here, John?
So this is our brew pit. We installed a new brew house here in 2017, and this is where we brew beers exclusively for this location, as well as other R&D and creative exploits to kind of figure out what the next new fancy tastes are in the brewing industry.
And where are we going to head next here,
And then,
John?
so this is the brew house, and then we're going to walk over here in the cellar.
So this is the cellar.
Yeah, so this is where the majority of fermentation will happen, as well as most of the time where I spend my day.
So what are we looking at with these barrels happening here?
So right now we are in a point of transition where we have just emptied barrel-aged beer for this year's release, and we're just starting the process of filling barrels again. So we have 12 whiskey barrels here. We'll have another 12 to 18 coming in, and then back in the corner we have punch-ins, which are just large oak vessels for kind of secondary fermentation.
I see. And we got some big business behind you there,
Yep,
and
so,
to my right here.
6 fermentation tanks on this wall, and then we've got 2 bright tanks. So all beer after fermentation is going to get processed through these tanks before you see it coming out on draft.
And I couldn't help but noticing that there's 2 glasses here, John. What's going on? What's happening here?
Of course. So, one of the things that I inherited was that this location boasts one of the most diverse draft lists in the city of Chicago, and we like to kind of keep that going. And so in addition to a lot of R&D and innovation, we also try to brew a lot of classic styles. This pub was founded on, Honker's Ale, which we'll taste later, but also English styles in general. Our founder, John Hall, loves himself a pub session beer. And this is our Across the Pond English Pale Ale that we used both Cascade and Fuggle hops that are UK grown.
Oh, okay.
And we used whole cone hops, and we basically, after boil, passed the worts in through these hops prior to fermentation. So you get a really nice hop flavor, nice firm bitterness, very spritzy, perfect for this time of year when the shadows are long.
I think it would. I think it'd be in bad taste to leave you alone with that beer.
Oh,
So why don't you
sure.
grab? I'm gonna just see if I can do this. Hold this thing. I'm gonna grab this right here. There we are.
Nice golden amber color.
Take my word for it. It's lovely. John, where are we gonna go when we're gonna try a couple other beers upstairs, right?
No, I'm just letting your whistle here, but let's go drink some over here.
All right, let's go. I'll follow you. All right, we made our way back up to the bar where John is appropriately perched. John, what do we have going on here?
All right, so starting us off, this is Women of the House. We
Okay.
brewed this beer. It's a guava pale ale for the 100th anniversary of women's suffrage.
I saw those cans earlier up in the front, so
Good looking can.
yeah.
Then we have Honker's Ale, which was our first flagship beer.
It's kind of what made you guys
Absolutely.
Goose Island, right?
Put
to
us on the
everybody
map.
else. Yeah.
And
right.
then this, we're brewing it here now to kind of bring us home.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have our Unicorn Fiesta.
Say that again.
Unicorn Fiesta. Nice, juicy, little hazy IPA. This batch has
Unicorn
Equinox.
Fiesta, huh?
Unicorn Fiesta.
You named that one. Don't lie.
That was not me. That was one of our fabulous bartenders.
Sounds like a good end of summer beer, early fall beer, huh?
Someone early on in my career gave me great advice. If it doesn't have a good bar call, don't put it on draft.
Amen. What do you got? What's the last one?
And
Here?
last one is our Big Game Hunters. It's part of our Safari Boy series, which is a just fruit and acid beer. So it's got a little bit of tartness. This one at 8.5 or 8.5% comes in with raspberries and some orange peel and some peach puree.
Do you guys have social media handles that you throw people to?
Yep, we are at Goose Clybourne, and then also at Goose Island.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. And why don't you join me for a beer, huh?
Absolutely. Hey, I'm gonna go with our house Phil's Cermak. Brewed this beer when I was at Halstead in 22nd.
Oh, and this is the
Unicorn Fiesta.
Why not, right? All right,
Cheers.
my friend. Thank you. All right, the Goose Island Brewhouse here in appropriately named enough Goose Island. They did the revamp. They got some new food on the menu. They got some brews on the menu, and it's a place that you can socially distance coming up this winter when the weather, turns. So that is the Chicago scene for today. TBARNAS at WGNTV.com. That's T Barnes at WGNTV.com. I'll talk to you later. Thanks.